Okay, this is the second video on some of my books, and these are going to be my technical books. You have to have more than just a passive interest in geology to understand most of the stuff that's in these books. So I strongly suggest if you just have a general interest in geology and you haven't really studied very much up on it, I don't suggest you get these books. They are more meant for professionals, either in the last years of school or just out of school. But there's two basic ones here and some other separate ones, if you will. But this is the first one. It is the Midwest Field Geologist Reference Book. It is the deluxe edition. I apologize about my sloppy writing. I am left-handed, so it makes writing on this very difficult. So I have to keep my hand above the board. That's why it looks a little wonky from time to time. Now there are other versions of this. This is the hardcover. This hardcover is glossy. That's the cost. The paperback is not glossy, it's matte. And if you want to take this in the field, which is what you probably should do, you should probably actually get the matte one, because what's on it is this. I mean, this will work in the field too. You can throw this up on an outcrop and take a picture, or put it on the ground and throw a rock on it and take a picture too. You just got to be cautious of that glare. So what is in here? Well, this is basically the book I wish I had after I graduated and started doing, well, I did the military thing for a while, but then I got into geotech and environmental and all that. This is kind of the book I wish I had, along with some refreshers in geology and structural geology, taking measurements, those kinds of things. It goes into some details about boring logs and how to correctly do that. I mean, I know every company and every organization has a different way, but there are no-nos, and hopefully this will clarify that. It does summarize like USCS, Unified Soil Classification System, stuff like that, because there's a lot of people don't really know how that works. You have to use it. You know, some general stuff like this. They're rock core logs. I have some ternary plots, you know, in there too for sandstones. I don't have a lot of detail. I have some basic, you know, classification things in there, but it's meant more for reference. It's not a how do you classify, walk you through type thing. I do have Bones Reaction series here for you, and this one is in black and white. That's why it's cheaper. I do have some symbols commonly used. I don't want to say standard because there really is no set standard for these, but these are common ways things are often represented on like stratigraphic columns and things like that. Also, so you can check particle size, density, which is basically, grain or crystal percentages based on volume, which is what I usually do when I am doing petrology. I will sit there and try to do it by volume, because a lot of these rocks, I don't have the means to break them up and break out their individual minerals. And, you know, some dark, some light comparisons, things like that, showing you relative percentages. Some state and provincial surveys. This was updated recently because the rock core place in the Upper Peninsula used to be in Marquette. Now it's in Gwin, by the airport. Well, the address is Gwin, but yeah. This isn't in. This is the old book. It has been updated. I still have Marquette in here, but it is in Gwin now, and that is located by the airport. And they don't mind you coming by. Same thing with Illinois State Geological Survey. Just some basic stuff like that. Some basic mineral streaks. This is meant to be a field book. It's meant for you to take out there, beat, abuse, all that stuff, and a general guide for quick classification, stuff like that. It's not meant for detailed classifications. That's what this is for. And this is a second edition. I think they may have discontinued the first one. I don't know. But it's this black one here. Comes in paperback, $40.65, and hardcover, $51.58. Right now, at the end of December, or during December 2022, Amazon is reducing this for some reason. I don't know how long that's going to last. Sorry, there's something in my eye. It's probably an eyelash. Anyway, I've gone over this book for you guys before. This is in color. And this is a lot more detail. It has a lot of the stuff that this has, just some more detail. But it is also not a teaching guide. It is a practical use guide. Now this book, I mean, you see lots of things in here. I'm just going to show you some things real quick. Stuff like this. Where's some places to take notes, pictures and that kind of stuff. I actually have beaten the crud out of my first edition version of this. You know, it has a lot of things that one has too, but a little better described. Stuff like this, grain size skewness. And it goes through all the main 3 rock types. You know, igneous, metamorphic, and sedimentary are all in here. Now, I do sell each one of these, igneous, metamorphic, sedimentary, separately as paperbacks. And that's these here. It's cheaper for the hardcover, even when they're all assembled, but I know some people may not want or need those. I do have one for each. Unfortunately, I only have 2, and they're the old editions. They aren't the new editions. You want the 3rd edition, and there's the prices. They don't exist in hardcover. You know, I'll put the links, you know, so you can see them. I don't have the metamorphic one, and I don't know why. It's blue cover. So it'll be linked. You can look at it there. I don't know why I don't have it. Yeah, these are the old ones, and I ended up, you know, using these for, I don't want to say corrections so much. There's not a lot of like typos in these, but just additions and modifications. And you can see I've even used it a few times. But I don't use these anymore because I have this. And this is, well, I have the 1st edition. The only difference between the 1st edition and this one is some rewording. There was a major addition in here somewhere. It's not just, you know, a re-release to charge you more. But like this chart's in there. I think it's a pretty good useful chart that's not in any other book I have. I don't know if it's not in here. It's in a different book. But I do have some things to help you look at things under, you know, magnification. So I do have that ability. So, yeah, I mean, I forgot what the updates were. I added some, like, big stuff to here, and I don't remember what it was. Anyway, I don't do 2nd editions if I don't need to. See, the beauty of self-publishing on Amazon is if I notice a book has a couple typos in it or something stupid or mundane like that, I will just change them and resubmit the manuscript. However, if there are major changes, I will redo and relaunch the book. I won't just, you know, make a new manuscript. I don't think that helps anyone, and it doesn't really track the history and development of the book and the thought processes behind the books. Oh, I think I know why the metamorphic one doesn't have a 3rd edition, because it wasn't changed. When I update this, I do update these. So they get, you know, they're updated at the same time. And the pages in here reflect the pages M3, that means metamorphic. Sorry, it's staying on the floor now. But in the actual books, they just got standard page numbers. Okay, that's it. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.